before you scroll away, before your phone pulls you into another distraction. Give me your attention for a moment. Not because I want views, not because I want likes, but because something inside you already feels tired. If you have ever looked at the world and wondered, why does everything feel louder, but emptier? If you've ever asked yourself, if Jesus is real, where is he now? Or quietly thought, why don't people see God the way they used to? Then stay with me. This isn't a sermon. This isn't an argument. This is a reflection. One that may not excite your mind, but could calm your soul. Because the answer to where Jesus is today is not hidden in the sky, not buried in history, and not locked inside religion. It is much closer than we think. Jesus of Nazareth was not a story invented to comfort people. Roman historians like Tacitus wrote about his execution. Jewish scholars like Josephus mentioned his life. Ancient texts outside Christianity confirm his existence. But history alone doesn't explain why his presence felt so real to people. Back then, people didn't live surrounded by noise. There were no glowing screens, no endless alerts, no constant urgency. Life moved slowly. Silence existed. People walked long distances. They sat together. They listened. And in that environment, spiritual awareness thrived. Jesus didn't need to shout. He didn't need to perform constantly. His presence was enough. People saw him not just with their eyes, but with their attention. 2,000 years ago, pain was visible. If someone was grieving, you saw it. If someone was hungry, you knew it. If someone was lost, it showed. People weren't numbing themselves with entertainment. They felt deeply. Jesus met people in their vulnerability, in their sickness, in their doubt. And because people were emotionally present, they could spiritually recognize him. Today, we hide pain behind productivity. We hide loneliness behind social media. We hide emptiness behind success. And what we hide, we cannot heal. Jesus appeared where hearts were open. Not perfect, just honest. Today, humanity is more connected than ever, yet deeply disconnected. We wake up to screens, fall asleep to screens, fill every silent moment with noise. Silence feels uncomfortable now. But silence is where spiritual awareness lives. We demand proof for everything. Data, evidence, control. Faith asks for surrender. And surrender feels dangerous. To a world addicted to certainty, Jesus didn't become invisible. Stillness did. And without stillness, we lose the ability to perceive what cannot be measured. Jesus never said, "Look for me in the clouds." He said, "The kingdom of God is within you." That statement alone explains everything. God is not a spectacle. Truth is not entertainment. Jesus taught humility, patience, forgiveness, and love. Qualities that require quiet reflection. You don't encounter him through noise. You encounter him through inner awareness. Through moments when ego softens. When fear loosens. When the heart becomes still. If Jesus appeared today as he did then, many wouldn't recognize him. Some would question his credentials. Some would debate him online. Some would accuse him of misinformation. Others would scroll past. Because light feels uncomfortable. To eyes trained for constant stimulation. Truth requires slowing down. And slowing down feels like losing control. But Jesus never forced belief. He invited awareness. Jesus is present in moments that don't go viral. When someone forgives without being praised. When compassion is chosen over ego. When someone sits alone and feels peace instead of fear. He is present in quiet prayers. In honest tears. In moments when no one is watching. God does not compete for attention. He waits. Silence forces us to confront ourselves. Our fears. Our regrets. Our emptiness. That's why the world avoids it. But silence is where healing begins. Jesus didn't promise comfort. He promised truth. And truth transforms. Slowly, quietly, deeply. You don't need special knowledge. You don't need perfection. You need stillness. Slow down. Sit quietly. Pray without asking. Listen without expectation. Not to hear words, but to feel peace. That peace is not empty. It is presence. Jesus didn't leave humanity. Humanity left silence. We traded depth for speed, wisdom for information, presence for productivity. And yet, the hunger remains, because the soul remembers what the mind forgets. Jesus is not hidden. He is patient, waiting for the moment. You stop running, stop scrolling, stop demanding answers, and simply become still. Not to find him, but to remember. He was never gone. If this brought you peace, if something inside you felt seen, if your heart feels quieter than before, stay with us. Not for content, not for noise, but for moments of stillness. In a world that has forgotten how to rest,